Where's my blank page? ¿Dónde está? If we need a different color, let's get a different color. Ew. Okay, wait. Okay, so let's just talk about division in general. Forget about polynomials, forget about algebra, X and Y's and A's and B's and all that stuff, right? Let's just talk about division. Okay, is everybody paying attention? Ronnie, you looking up here? Okay. If I have 360 divided by 12, what does that equal? Wow, you can't see that at all, can you?
No, I can see it.
Let's try and make it. 30. It equals 30. Okay. Oops.
Are you sure you know? Are you sure?
It equals 30. How do we know that it equals 30? 12 times 30 equals, there you go. 12 times 30 equals 360. Okay? So that means that we call these two numbers factors. 12 and 30 are factors of 360. So let's take it down a level, right? The number 6. Can you tell me any factors of 6? 3, 2, 1, right? 6. These are, I shouldn't use little dots, I'm sorry. These are all factors of 6. How do we know they're factors of 6? They go into 6, right? 1 goes into 6. 2 goes into 6. 3 goes into 6. 6 goes into 6, right? And that's kind of the terminology we use, right? So I'm trying not to overload you with terminology that confuses the issue, right? But basically that means 6 is divisible by these numbers. Whereas 4 is not a factor because 6 is not divisible by 4. Does that make sense? So if something is a factor, then that means that I can multiply it by something to equal that number, right? So 12 and 30 are factors of 360. Well, I can name more factors. I know 2 is a factor, 3 is a factor, 4 is a factor, 5 is a factor, 6 is a factor, 9, 10, 12. Let's see here. What else? Well, we could keep going. We can go pretty far, right? Okay. These are all factors. So when we divide like this, we can find factors. Now, last night on your homework, when you divided, what made it different than the work that we did in class? Say it again. When you divided your homework, well, let's do one of the problems. Okay. So last night we had, I'll look at number 2. We had 5x to the third minus 30x squared minus 2x plus 6. And we divided that by x minus 6, okay? So when we do that, right, we take the opposite of this number. So we use 6. We put 6 in the corner, right? Because 6 is bad, right? Put 6 in the corner. How many of you got sent to the corner when you were bad, when you were little? Parents send you to the corner?
Well, no, my parents beat me.
I did both.
Yeah, my parents.
They spank you. They don't beat you.
Nah, that's the beat, dog. That's the beat.
Yeah? Did you get spankings when you were little?
Of course I did.
Yeah. How many people got spankings when they were little?
I just got slapped in the face.
A whopping is a spanking. What are you doing? There's a difference between that.
Yeah, you didn't get whooped.
You didn't get spanked, disciplined. Yep.
It's not a-
My so I have two children. They're 18 months apart because they're grown now. But my daughter, she was my first child, and my family, we always laugh. We're like, if we had had my son first, we would have only had one child because he was so difficult. My daughter was so easy. It's like if she knew she did something, she would just put her hands behind on her butt and just like run down. Oh, mommy, I'm sorry, mommy. Like you didn't even have to spank her. She'd be like covering up her bottom so she didn't get spanked. My son, on the other hand, you could not spank his bottom hard enough to get him to actually
I used to got the
be submissive. Yeah, no, I always just spanked with my hand, but boy, he was tough. He was, that didn't hurt. Oh my word. Patience, Lord, give me patience. Okay, anyway, it has absolutely nothing to do with what we're doing. All right, so what do we put along the top row here?
5 or negative 30.
Right, these are called the coefficients, right? The coefficients are the numbers in front of the variables, okay? So that's what we put along the top. All right, now we bring down the first number, so we bring down the 5, and then we multiply. Hello. Okay. And then we add. And we multiply. And we add. And we multiply. And we add. Okay, everybody remembers that process?
Yes.
Okay, now, right, what we're doing is we're dividing everything by x minus 6. So think of it this way. I'm dividing each one of these terms by an x. Now, if I divide x to the third by x, what do I get? X squared. So this is going to be 5x squared. It's always going to be one less than what we started with. Okay, it's always one less than what we started with. I did, but sometimes when you're learning something new, you're so busy learning the new that you don't hear everything. Okay, it's always one less. All right, now we're going to go down. We have x squared, so the next one is just x. So it's plus 0x. Then I have minus 2. Now there's no x left, it's just 2. This is the remainder. Negative 6 is our remainder. Okay. Now, let me just go back to some actual numbers again. Let's go back. No, we'll rewrite it in a moment. Okay, just hang on to it. So if I had 37 divided by 12, right? Let's keep it a smaller number. 37 divided by 12. What does that equal? 3 with a remainder of 1. Right. 12. That means that 12 does not go into 37, right? 12 times 3 does not equal 37. Right? 12 times 3 equals 36. But if we add our remainder, now I get the 37. Okay? Now let's go back up here and look at what we just did. We just did 5x to the third minus 30x squared minus 2x plus 6. We divided by x minus 6, right? See how it looks the same. 37 divided by 12, right? That equals 5x squared minus 2 with a remainder of negative 6. Everybody follow that? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Okay. What does this mean? Let's follow the same pattern. This means that, right, x minus 6 times 5x squared minus 2. Now, is that going to equal 5x to the third minus 30x squared minus 2x plus 6?
No.
No. What would I have to add to it?
Negative 6.
Yeah. And we say plus negative 6. Now, they'll be equal. Okay. Let me ask you a question in this example with the 37 and 12. Is 12 and 3, are they factors of 37?
No.
Why not? Okay, but tell me using the work we just did here. Let me go back up to what we started with. Was up on this first problem, was 12 and 30, were they factors of 360?
Yes.
Why? Because when you multiply them, they equal 30, right? All right. So is there a remainder on this problem? So the remainder would be 0, right? Look at this problem down here. 37 divided by 12. Are 12 and 3 factors of 37?
No.
Why not? When you multiply them, they don't make 37. Is there a remainder? Yeah. So can you give me a reason using the remainder in your explanation? So up here, when I divided, I got 30. What was the remainder? 0. And are 12 and 30 factors? Okay, down here, when I divided, I get 3. Did I have a remainder? Are 12 and 3 factors? Okay, so give me an explanation using remainder in your explanation. How do we know if two numbers are factors? If it doesn't have a remainder. If when we divide, we do not have a remainder. That's how we know they're factors, right? If it's a factor, factors have 0 remainder. They divide evenly. A factor divides evenly. Okay? With numbers, a factor divides evenly. With polynomials, a factor divides evenly. So when we did examples like, let me see if I can make one up. Let's do x squared plus 8x plus 12 divided by x plus 2. Okay, let's do this one. What are we going to put in the corner?
Corner, negative 2.
Negative 2. Okay, what's going to go along the top?
1, 8, 12.
Everybody understand where we got that from? Okay. So we're going to bring the 1 down, and we multiply, and we add, and we multiply, and we add. Okay. Is there a remainder?
No.
No. This is our remainder right here. Okay, so what does this equal? It started off as x squared, so what's this going to be down the bottom? X plus 6. X squared plus 8x plus 12 divided by x plus 2 equals x plus 6. We have a 0 remainder. So is x plus 2 a factor?
Yes.
Is x plus 6 a factor?
Yes.
Okay. What happens if I multiply x plus 6 and x plus 2?
They get the same.
Then I get x squared plus 8x plus 12. These are factors. X plus 2 and x plus 6 are factors of x squared plus 8x plus 12. I know that because I got 0 as a remainder. Okay? I know that because I got 0 as a remainder. Yes.
Why can't we do it the other way?
What other way?
Remember when we were like, box?
With the table?
Yeah.
That's just another technique. It takes longer. You do have to know how to do this. Yeah. Is this hard?
Yeah.
You like the tabular method? That's so rare. Most people like the synthetic division method.
It's like this is kind of a lot of work. It's more work than block.
Is it? I don't think it is.
It's like you have to go down, drop all of this, take the numbers, take the signs away, drop it down, add, subtract, all of that.
Okay. So one of the problems with the table method, okay, see, I teach the table method initially because I want you to see the connection with the multiplying, okay, when you multiply using the tables, okay? But one of the problems with the table method is it will not work when there's something that has a remainder. It's only going to work when it has a zero remainder, okay? It's only going to work like that. Okay, let's do another one. I'm going to do number 4 on your worksheet. You're going to get pretty quick at these. We're going to do x to the 4th plus 8x to the 3rd plus 18x squared plus 3x minus 27 divided by x plus 4. Okay? There are times to use the tabular method and there are times to use the synthetic division. The tabular method will work if there's a zero remainder. Also, remember, synthetic division, you can't have anything in front of the x, right? And it can only be x plus 2. It can only have 2 terms. Like I can't do divided by x squared plus 4x plus 4. You can't do that using synthetic division, but you can using tabular division. Okay, so there are some limitations. Synthetic division is much quicker, but you're not going to be able to always use it. Okay, what are we going to divide by? -4.
Wait. Oh, never mind.
Okay, we're going to list our coefficients, which are, I want to hear from everybody. Everybody. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Let's lead it. Everybody. 1. What else? 8. What else? 18. 3. Good. Caroline, what do we do now? Drop the 1 down. And then what? Good. Multiply. Okay, everybody, tell me what to do now. Add. And then everybody multiply. And then add. And all right. Do we have a remainder?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so what does this actually equal? We started off with x to the 4th, so we're going to end up with x to the 3rd. So x to the 3rd plus 4x squared plus 2x minus 5. Now we have a remainder. Now I'm going to make you do something a little bit different. You know what? No, I'm not. Never mind. Plus the remainder of -7. I'll just write it like that for now. Okay? That was so quick. This would have taken a long time with the tabular method. Okay, I'm going to show you something pretty cool for your homework. Let's say that f of x equals x to the 3rd minus 2x squared plus 5x plus 8. Okay? What does it mean if I say f of 3? What does that mean? I ask you to figure out what f of 3 equals. I have a couple different answers, not quite. What does that mean, f of 3? Okay, this means to figure out what is f of x when x equals 3. That's what that means. So in other words, figure out what this equals if x is 3. Does that make sense? How would you do that? Just put in the 3, right? So we would do, right, f of 3. The old way was we do 3 to the third minus 2 times 3 squared plus 5 times 3 plus 8. That's the old way. The new way is we're going to use what we call synthetic substitution. Synthetic substitution. Now, what we're going to do, okay, everybody paying attention? When we do synthetic division, we take the opposite of this number, right? Synthetic substitution, we don't have to take the opposite. So the number I'm working with is 3. So I'm going to put 3 in the corner. And then I'm going to write my coefficients. 1, -2, 5, 8. Okay, everybody follow me? All right, let's do this. What do we get? 1.
1, 3, 1, 3.
24, 32. Okay. With synthetic substitution, this is my answer right here. If we were to substitute 3 into the equation, right, if I did this the old way, 3 to the third is 27 minus 2 times 9 plus 15 plus 8. So we'd have 27 minus 18 plus 15 plus 8. Let's see, that's going to be 9 plus 15 plus 8, which gives me 17 plus 15, which equals 32. Okay? So synthetic substitution, instead of plugging the number in for x, right? Instead of plugging the number in for x, I use the same method as synthetic division. My answer is whatever's at the end. The remainder, that's my answer. Okay, so let's say that we have, I'm going to have you do this one yourself. You guys should be taking notes because you're not going to remember. F of x equals 4x to the 5th plus 3x to the 3rd minus 7x squared plus 8x minus 10. I want you to figure out what f of 2 equals. We're going to use synthetic substitution. So what goes in the box? 2. Right? When we're doing division, we do the opposite in the box. This is substitution, so we're just going to use the 2. Okay? What goes along the top?
4, 3, -7, 8, -10.
Okay. All right, let's do it. 4, 8, 11, 22, 15, 30, 38, 76, 66. What does f of 2 equal? 66. That is much quicker than substituting it in for x. Okay, much quicker. Okay? Okay, I have a worksheet for you somewhere. I'm going to do the first one with you.
Okay, let's try it out first.
Okay, the wording is a little different, isn't it? No, it's not. It's the same thing, right? So what are you putting in the box? -3. Okay, you got it.
So like, you see how it's like 8 to the third, to this third thingy? You rather you try to put like -8 form, or should I just put 1?
Just one. Because it's just A to the third, right? Yep, just one.
If it's just 8 by itself, I'll put 1 too.
Okay, so number one, we're going to put our coefficients, -3, -8, 2, -7. Make sure, let me see if I have any of those on here. Yeah. Make sure that you have every exponent. Everybody look up here for a minute, right? See how it starts at 3, 3, 2, 1, right? If you look at number 7, 7 goes x to the 4th, and then it goes 3x to the 2nd. What's missing? X to the 3rd. So you've got to put a 0 in there for x to the 3rd. Okay. Okay, so let's finish this one for number 1. Bring down the -3, and we get 9. 1, -3, -1, 3, -4. So what's our answer? -4. Okay. Okay, I'll let you finish this. Make sure you upload it to Google Classroom.